kind of addicting, and you have to realize that at some point you're going to look nothing like yourself, and you got to scale back. And I've definitely been there.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 cringiest things about the 2010s.
Look what I just got. I love Crocs.
Okay, you sweaty freaks, I'm about to save you from this ghost!
Now, in this post-truth era, people don't care about the argument. They don't look at the argument. They say, who's saying the argument? No, they're not on our side.
For this list, we're looking at the trends and fads that were popular in the 2010s, but can now be considered embarrassing, or will be at a later date. But which of these did you find the cringiest? Let us know in the comments below. Number 10, filters. There's nothing wrong per se with fun camera filters, but let's be honest, it can get a little out of hand.
I'm very scared right now.
Brian, are you using Snapchat to connect with us?
I think so. Is there an issue with the video? I cannot see my screen. It was shattered as we fled our press convoy. Can you see me?
Giving yourself cat whiskers or dog ears is all good fun, but for some people it really seems to become an obsession. Of course, it also runs deeper than that, and much has been written and debated regarding the dangers of photo filters.
But digital tweaks which obscure your flaws conform to an unrealistic and often unattainable standard of beauty, and give some the impression that they have the capacity to look, quote, perfect.
That can take a toll on a person's self-esteem.
Body dysmorphia is on the rise in adolescence, and in 2018, 55% of cosmetic surgeons were visited by people who wish to alter their appearance for selfies.
I get patients come to my office and they're asking for part of their ribs to be removed so their waist is smaller. I've had patients ask me they want their nose to look more like a dog nose.
Popular plastic surgeon Paul Nassif claims more people are embracing fillers and Botox to recreate the effects of filters and other photo editing apps. It's becoming very normal.
Even more disturbing, doctors are mostly seeing young women coming in their teens or early 20s.
In general, 20-year-olds, they don't need Botox, they don't need injections of filler, and they definitely don't need cosmetic surgery.
Number 9, Doggo Lingo. There's something very annoying about grown adults talking like babies, and it needs to stay behind in the 2010s.
Shit! He did it.
Oh, that's cute.
That's a good boy.
It's actually super cute.
That's a good boy.
Hey, baby.
Doggo Lingo is a cute-ish manner of speaking attributed to dogs and other animals. Examples include bork for bite, or human for humans, and of course doggo for dogs themselves. This style of speaking was popularized through the We Rate Dogs Twitter account, peaking in usage around 2016 and 2017. Like photo filters, Doggo Lingo is fine in small doses, and it can be pretty cute.
Hey there, big dog. Hey.
But it does get a little annoying after a while, and it makes the speaker sound really silly.
Oh, is this your ball? You want it? Huh? You want this? Huh?
Yes, I would like it, please.
Yeah,
yes.
You want this, huh? You want the ball?
Yes, I would like to have it very
you
much.
Want it, huh? You want the ball?
Yeah, I would enjoy having it. Yes, give it to me.
Go get it!
Intentionally silly and annoying is still silly and annoying. Number 8, dad shoes.
New Balance. Shoes made for running.
But worn by chubby white guys in their late 30s to early 40s.
We tried making chunky shoes a thing. We really did, but it just didn't work. These things were quite popular in the late 2010s, particularly 2018 when they were spotted on various red carpets. Unfortunately, they tend to make the wearer look like an out-of-touch dad who just hasn't changed his footwear since the 90s. Hence the name for training shoes like the Nike Air Monarch, dad shoes.
What we wanted to do is use comfort as a performance feature, because if this person's on their feet all day, comfort is the #1 feature they care about. They don't have a lot of time, so they want to make a very easy and frictionless decision. JCPenney or Sears is right around the corner from their house. They want the same shoe at the same price with the same function all year long.
Popular brands of the late 2010s include the Balenciaga Triple S, Yeezy Boost 700, and 80s Halo, which, suitable for its name, looks like something out of a science fiction video game.
There's nothing redeeming about these.
What are those? Like Ryan Gosling said in Crazy Stupid Love,
you got no right to wear New Balance sneakers ever.
Number 7, dangerous selfies. It's no secret that we have an obsession with selfies. If you didn't take a pic with that grizzly bear, did you even really see it?
Some people might scream or try to run in a situation like this, but this young woman and her friends are all pretty nonchalant about the whole thing. In fact, the woman whips out her cell phone to take a selfie with the bear.
We use that example because taking selfies has actually proven quite dangerous. People looking for a great selfie opportunity often put themselves in precarious and often downright dangerous situations.
Tech experts say with platforms like Facebook and Instagram so pervasive, a regular selfie just doesn't cut it anymore.
Whether it's posing with a wild animal or sitting on the edge of a cliff, numerous people have perished while attempting to capture a good pic. According to the Journal of Family Medicine and Primary Care, an estimated 259 people died while taking selfies between 2011 and 2017, including 100 in 2017 alone.
The trend of trying to snap the perfect selfie, no matter the risk, can have fatal consequences.
That killer picture is not worth your life. Number 6. Crocs with socks.
What are those?
They are my Crocs.
So, Crocs are still a thing. These foam clogs were enormously popular in the mid-2000s. Even high-profile celebrities like George Bush, Michelle Obama, and Prince George were spotted wearing the customizable shoes. Of course, Crocs were also a source of ridicule, the target of countless late-night jokes, and worst items of the year lists.
Harsh, knocking my Crocs like that. What's to knock? They're the worst invention ever.
Crocs are unflattering enough as it is, but they get infinitely worse when paired with socks.
He's married to the Lord's mistress, and he's wearing Crocs with socks.
Unfortunately, this bizarre look became a trend in the late 2010s.
Seen on some of your favorite stars. And after a year of successful collaborations with some of the world's biggest artists, they've been crowned Brand of the Year by Footwear News.
This motivated Crocs and Alive to create a Croc sock hybrid in 2018. The white, blue and red collar combo evokes memories of 1970s basketball players, and the hybrids came with a hefty price tag of $140.
I mean, look at that. Crocs has now teamed up with Alive?
I'm supposed to watch those.
This is for the new design. I mean, that, ooh.
Number 5. Smart homes. A Pew Research survey released in 2015 said that 71% of Americans held a positive view of technology.
Top of the line.
Yes? I suspect not for long.
But in 2019, only 50% of Americans said that technology is having a positive impact. That's quite a drastic drop. Some of it may be due to smart homes. They sound like good ideas on paper, but end up being super creepy and failing to fulfill their sci-fi potential. Rather than having Jarvis opening our blinds and making us breakfast, most of us just use Alexa Home to play music and tell us the weather.
How can it know so much? It's so small.
Well, it updates using the cloud. That's also how it gets its answers.
Just read that off the box, huh?
In 2020, a PC Mag survey showed that 68% of respondents were worried about these devices listening to them, which makes sense, given revelations in 2019 about human reviewers at Amazon and Google listening to recordings.
It really is a vacuum in terms of its ability to take as much data as possible, identify it in the hopes of then finding stuff they can sell you.
Number 4. Reboots and Remakes. Looking back, 2010's films will be remembered for two things: shared cinematic universes and endless reboots and remakes. Some of these reboots provoked fierce public backlash, including the 2016 Ghostbusters remake.
Wow, you really got me.
Most have been met with complete critical indifference, like some of the live-action Disney reboots.
Well, that hurts.
In fact, a study done by Rotten Tomatoes revealed that only 10% of remakes have outscored the originals on the site. Only 33% of these reboots even have a fresh rating. If done well, remakes can allow classics to reach a new generation, as evident by 2018's A Star Is Born. But most are just lazy rehashes coasting on the goodwill of the original, and it needs to stop. Number 3. Twitter.
You know about Twitter?
Yeah, I have an account.
Yeah? How's it work?
It's cool.
It's cool? That's how it works? It's cool?
You tweet on it.
Is that like texting?
No.
You sign me up.
Honestly, maybe it's time to log out of Twitter for good. On the site, we're flooded with practically everyone's opinions.
And the other thing is this ridiculous thing of, oh, let's ask the average person what they think. Let's stop asking the average person.
The president, popular celebrities, political commentators, everyday people, scientists, politicians, journalists, executives, CEOs. Oh, you get the point.
Let's take a look at that tweet. And when it was sent out, I think it was like 11 a.m., somewhere around there. Shortly after that, the stock tanked. He wrote, Tesla stock price is too high, IMO, in my opinion. And that made people say, well, geez, how much market cap have you wiped out?
The overabundance of voices can be chaotic. It also seems like no one is really that happy to use Twitter, likely due to the endless arguments and constant stream of misinformation and bad news.
Fake news spread faster. So even though the people who have the most followers, who have those sort of check marks of as verified users, even though they tend not to be sharing, by and large, fake news, the fake news still spreads.
Studies performed by the National Library of Medicine showed that heavy social media use in young adults is linked to both increased rates of depression and sleep disturbance. Twitter might actually be unhealthy for us. Number 2, at-home DNA tests. The latter half of the 2010s saw an enormous boom in at-home DNA tests, with over 25 million Americans having paid for the likes of Ancestry and 23andMe.
All my life, this is what I've wanted to know. This is just incredible.
It certainly seems like a fun idea, but they've been marred by controversy.
Okay, first of all, these test results are not about your entire DNA. They're about a tiny, tiny fraction of your DNA.
Anthropologist Jonathan Marks of the University of North Carolina, Charlotte, has called them a scam based on the limited data they draw geographic conclusions from. Others have criticised the companies for selling information to private third parties. For example, pharma company GlaxoSmithKline signed a $300 million deal with 23andMe for access to their DNA databases. These tests are so cheap because you are the product. The business has also drawn the attention of the FTC, which is investigating the handling of personal and genetic information.
Relatives you've never met can take DNA tests that affect you. And the actions you take can affect relatives that you don't even know. If you think you've taken precautions to protect your privacy online, you could still find yourself out of luck.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honourable mentions. Viral tourism. When locations go viral, crowds of tourists flock to an area, often ruining it.
Tens of thousands of snorkelers explore the underwater landscape and cause irreparable damage to the sensitive coral reefs by trampling all over them.
Sock sneakers. Shoes in the style of socks? Hoverboards. It's a Segway without the handle and a potential fire hazard.
Ever since celebrities like Justin Bieber and Kendall Jenner began posting videos of themselves slaloming on hoverboards, they've been flying off the shelves. According to eBay, they're selling one every 12 seconds. But it may not just be sales that are hot, some of the boards may be too.
It's on fire!
Twerking. We've been oversaturated with this dance move for a decade.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Dangerous social media challenges. The ALS Ice Bucket Challenge was a huge success. There's no denying that. However, many internet challenges are silly, inane, and even dangerous. There was a choking challenge that resulted in the death of an Indiana teen.
You're talking about cutting off blood flow to the brain, which deprives the brain of oxygen.
It's really dangerous because somebody can probably die from that.
The fire challenge put numerous teenagers in the hospital with serious burns. And of course, there's the infamous Tide Pod challenge. This started as a meme before teens actually started doing it.
Teens, trying to be funny, are now putting themselves in danger by ingesting this poisonous substance.
In January 2018, the American Association of Poison Control Centers reported around 20 teens intentionally ingesting laundry detergent in that month alone. Let's leave these challenges in the 2010s.
I'm really concerned as to how far we're taking this, because the more extreme the behavior, the more likely it is going to be on social media, so they're going to keep stepping up the game.
Did you agree with our picks? Check out these other clips by WatchMojo, and remember to subscribe and hit that bell to be notified of our latest videos.